I want to fight Ilia whenever, wherever. I'd love to come to Bernabeu and punch your face in. You know what I mean? Do it in Spain in front of your fake countrymen because you're really German.
Islam Makhachev didn't mince words. When asked about Ilia Topuria possibly defending his lightweight title against Paddy Pimblet, he called it an easy fight for the champion.
Man, I don't know who Paddy beat who, like Tony Ferguson, who else he beat?
Chandler, Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
The Dagestani powerhouse, now venturing into the welterweight division, made it clear that he doesn't see Paddy as a real threat to someone like Ilia Topuria. In his view, the Liverpudlian hasn't faced top-level competition, and it's time the UFC starts giving deserving fighters like Arman Tsarukyan and Justin Gaethje their due. Makhachev brushed off the idea that Pimblett could challenge someone as technically sharp and dangerous as Topuria, pointing out that Paddy's biggest wins came over fighters long past their prime. For him, a title defense against Pimblett made little sense, especially when tougher challenges are waiting.
Everybody beat Chandler. Honestly, it's not big challenge for Topuria.
When you start
Arman, it's like really big deal, you know. If he beat Arman, it's you know, very like, because Arman have good skills, striking, wrestling, grappling. He's a like good fighter. But Paddy, nobody checked Paddy before.
Still, Makhachev isn't done making noise in the sport himself. Even after vacating his lightweight belt to chase gold at 170 pounds, the idea of one day meeting Ilia Topuria isn't completely off the table. As the UFC gears up for a new era with its Paramount partnership, the possibility of that clash happening somewhere down the line still excites fans. Makhachev, currently preparing for a showdown with Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322 in Madison Square Garden, has made it known that he sees a future matchup with Topuria as one of the biggest possible fights in MMA. Something fitting for the much-hyped UFC White House event.
I saw the fight, he's good, you know. And now I don't know who is gonna be next for Ilia. If we talk about our fights, I have good fights now, and I know he's gonna fight soon, and we'll see what's gonna be happening, you know. He want to fight in White House, and I also want to be there.
Is that the biggest fight that they could
I
make
think,
for you?
yeah, for the, like, it's gonna be like big, like, for MMA community, it's gonna be big fights, you know. And people want this fight, and if UFC want this fight, and we can do this. I know UFC want to do like some big fight in White House. Which fight is gonna be bigger than this?
He's talking about you win, he wants to go up to 170.
Yeah, if you come, it's gonna be better for me, you know. If I have to cut 155, then I might have to pay for this. We'll see.
Now 34, Makhachev has already accomplished more than most fighters dream of, surpassing even his legendary friend and mentor Khabib Nurmagomedov in his title defense and quality of opposition. But he's not satisfied just yet. His next goal is to become a two-division world champion, a rare achievement in UFC history. The plan is simple: beat Jack Della Maddalena, cement himself among the sport's all-time greats, and then chase the super fight against Topuria that would likely headline the UFC's biggest stage.
Honestly, yeah, I watch all his fights. He's good. Striking is good. His boxing is very good, you know. And his wrestling not so good, but he good in the ground. He know how to defend, how to escape, how to get up, you know. He have good skills in the ground also, but I saw his wrestling just not good, but he know how to defend, you know. And like his striking really good. That's why he's one of the best in the world, and he's a world champion right now.
What about his wrestling isn't good? What is he doing wrong?
I saw his defense, you know. A lot of guys take him down. Like I think all his opponents in UFC take him down, but he feel good in the ground. When somebody take him down, he not panic, like try to do some mistake, and he know how to defend.
As Makhachev gears up for that welterweight debut, opinions around the MMA world are flooding in. Some believe his experience in grappling would translate perfectly to the heavier division, while others think the move might expose weaknesses that lighter fighters couldn't exploit. His upcoming opponent, Jack Della Maddalena, is known for crisp boxing and calm composure, and that's exactly what caught Makhachev's attention. He acknowledged that while Jack's wrestling is still developing, his ability to stay poised when taken down makes him a tougher challenge than most people expect. Islam respects that kind of mental strength because it is what separates good fighters from great ones. Meanwhile, Brazilian contender Carlos Prates looked at Madalena's mindset rather than his skill set. To him, what makes the Australian special isn't just his striking, it's his patience. Prates felt that Jack's calm, unshakable demeanor could frustrate Makhachev, especially if the fight stretched into the later rounds. He imagined a scenario where Jack survives the early onslaught, maintains his composure, and slowly turns the tide as fatigue sets in. In his eyes, Madalena's slow-burning approach could break through the Dagestani's suffocating pace if the fight turns into a battle of endurance.
The main event is also in your weight class, JDM and Islam. Who do you think is going to win that?
I think the favorite is Islam, but Jackie show like he grew up a lot as a fighter. Since he stopped fight now, he was a long time without fight, almost 2 years, and he got really good skills to fight Belal Muhammad, defense takedowns. So I think he's gonna win.
You think Jack is going to win?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you think he wins a decision, or do you think he stops him?
I think decision is really hard fight.
You think Islam stays at 170 or he goes back?
If he lose, I don't know. It depends how he feels during the fights. How close is gonna be the fight, you know?
However, not everyone shared that optimism. Stephen Thompson admired Madalena's talent but doubted whether he was ready for someone as complete as Makhachev. Thompson wondered if the timing was right, whether Jack was rushing into a monumental challenge while other welterweights like Shavkat Rakhmonov and Ian Gary were still waiting for their title shots. For him, the question wasn't just about who was better, but who was taking the smarter path.
Who do you think wins that fight between Islam and Jack Della Maddalena?
Well, first off, I gotta say, if I was Shavkat Rakhmonov or Ian Gary or somebody that is right there who's really worked hard to get there, I'd be pretty pissed. Because, you know, this guy, JDM, just got the title, and then he's giving somebody else a shot at what I've earned the right to have, you know, which is the title shot. Like, give JDM a shot at, you know, give him one or two more guys. If he beats them, then give him somebody outside the division. But I would be kind of pissed. I would be kind of upset that they're giving this guy immediately somebody from 155 division. Now, I think it's a very tough fight for Islam Makhachev. Bigger guy, somebody who won the title from somebody with a similar style in Belal Muhammad. I do believe that Islam Makhachev striking is a lot better than Belal Muhammad's, but their pressure, their cardio, their wrestling background, fairly similar. Obviously, I think one would be better than the other, but he's faced somebody a lot exactly like him. So I think it would be a tough fight for Islam for sure.
Then came the inevitable dose of chaos. Conor McGregor's take. The Irishman, never one to stay quiet, reportedly told Madalena that Makhachev would be easy to work at welterweight. McGregor supposedly questioned Islam's finishing power at the higher division and encouraged Jack to trust his fitness, patience, and pressure to exhaust the Dagestani and end the fight before the final horn. True to McGregor's unpredictable nature, his words added even more fuel to an already fiery matchup.
We got some advice from Mystic Mac, Conor McGregor here. I asked him for some advice against Islam. He will be light work at this weight.
No finishing capability or positional awareness whatsoever. He is a backpack at best. Nothing to fear. Fear not. Patience, fitness, and ferocity. And he is sparked unconscious inside the five.
Stand your base.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Fuck yeah. That's awesome, man.
That's a good response.
Merab Dvalishvili offered a more balanced perspective. Known for his relentless grappling style, Merab respected Makhachev's control but pointed out how hard it is to keep Madalena down. Watching Jack's fight against Belal Muhammad, Merab noticed how easily the Australian got back up after being taken down, a sign that his scrambling and balance are elite. He predicted that this fight would test both men's gas tanks like never before, turning it into a grueling chess match of pressure and persistence.
Islam. He's moving up to 170. Do you think that he gets the job done and wins that title, or do you think JDM retains?
It's gonna be hard for him, but it's possible to Islam Makhachev wins the second belt. JDM is great fighter, great striker, but Islam is tricky. He has a good wrestling. He's southpaw. He don't get hits, but he takes people down and he balls people down. And also we all see the JDM Belal Muhammad's fight, and then I'm sure Islam will take lots of lessons from this fight and Islam will make some adjustments. It's possible, it's gonna be hard, but Islam can win the second belt.
Inside the Makhachev camp, though, confidence runs high. Umar Nurmagomedov, Islam's cousin and close teammate, brushed aside any doubts about the move up in weight. He revealed that Islam had bulked up perfectly, gaining not just size but explosiveness. According to Umar, his teammate isn't relying on a simple plan, he's preparing for multiple strategies depending on what kind of Madalena shows up that night. The Dagestani camp seems to have studied their opponent well, ready to adapt to whatever scenario unfolds inside Madison Square Garden.
He have, he don't have some just one plan for fight, and he have plan A, B, C, and like all alphabet, D, E, A, everything, like if something not he couldn't do, he gonna try other one not good, he have next plan, and he's amazing fighter, and he's amazing friend, brother, and I think he will take this belt. I think he deserves.
Yeah. When I talked to him right after he vacated the lightweight title, he said he was having a bit of a hard time like adding on the muscle and keeping it on. He said it wasn't making him feel good, but he looks very good now. Do you think he's like very built well for welterweight?
Yes, he become a bigger, now he have more power, more than ever, and I think he's ready.
On the other side of the spectrum, Dan Hooker, one of the few men to have shared the cage with Makhachev, gave one of the most grounded takes. He didn't make any bold predictions but acknowledged that the fight is massive for both men. For Madalena, it's a chance to prove that he belongs among the world's best. For Makhachev, it's a gamble to solidify his legacy. Hooker respected Islam's boldness to move up in weight, something even Khabib never attempted, but he also praised Jack's bravery for accepting such a dangerous opponent when he could have played it safe.
Like, credit to Islam, like doing something that even Khabib didn't dare to try, which is move up a weight class. He's got his own problems. Jack Dalla's that's a big boy. I've stood next to Jack Dalla a few times, and you could chop off one of his legs and he's still not gonna make lightweight. Like, he is a legitimate welterweight problem, and that obviously takes away a lot of Islam's advantages by coming in there and being a big lightweight, being a strong lightweight.
Charles Oliveira, who knows firsthand how brutal Makhachev's pressure can be, viewed the matchup with analytical curiosity. The Brazilian respected both fighters' skill sets but found the prospect of a long, drawn-out war particularly intriguing. He believed that if Madalena could survive Islam's early grappling heavy storm, the dynamic might shift completely. Makhachev has rarely been dragged into deep waters by someone who can stay composed and keep landing clean shots. Oliveira felt that the fight could turn unpredictable if it went beyond the third round, a place where Makhachev has often remained untested.
Quem que você acha que ganha entre o Jack Della Madalena e o Islam?
Madalena, ele é um jogo muito complicado, porque ele é um cara que ele não vem pra te nocautear rápido, ele vem pra te finalizar, ele vem te magoando, né?
Aos poucos, né?
Aos poucos. Foi o que ele fez agora na luta contra o Bilal. Só que eu acho que o Islam vai se dar muito bem nessa categoria, né, mano? Agora vai estar muito mais forte, é um jogo que, tipo, ele gosta de agarrar e botar pra baixo. Eu acho que o Jack Madalena fazia a mesma luta que ele fez, né? Agora contra o Bilal, batendo, movimentando, saindo, machucando, é uma luta, mas se deixar o Islam agarrar e botar pra baixo, é o time.
Sean O'Malley, looking at the bigger picture, framed the matchup as more than just a title fight. It's about legacy. To him, whoever wins could step into global superstardom, potentially setting up crossover fights with names like Ilia Topuria. O'Malley pointed out how Madalena's fights often spiral into unpredictable chaos, which might disrupt Makhachev's normally calculated rhythm. That volatility, he thought, could be the very thing that turns the bout into something spectacular.
At Islam relinquish his belt and go up to 170. Got JDM taking on Islam Makhachev.
I still think Islam's skill for skill is just so high level. For him to go out there and do what he did against Belal was very impressive, made that Islam fight more interesting. If JDM can shut him down and throw those hands, but Islam's boxing is underrated. That dude is slick. His kickboxing, his timing, like he's a high level black belt in every aspect of MMA.
Big belt.
Who give him back?
Jack versus Islam, I think, is huge. Not as big as Ilia versus Islam, but who knows? Maybe they both win and Islam comes back down to 55 and the fight's even bigger.
Alexander Volkanovski, who has faced Makhachev twice and understands his pressure better than anyone, brought a technical and measured take. He admired Madalena's calmness under duress, recalling how Jack handled Belal Muhammad's non-stop pace and managed to stay composed. What stood out to Volkanovski was Madalena's adaptability, his ability to make subtle mid-fight adjustments that throw opponents off. He believed that trait might be crucial in surviving and possibly stealing key moments against Islam.
JDM is getting ready for Islam Makhachev. How dangerous is he for Islam? So he's going to be an absolute nightmare. You've got Bilal, who's a wrestler. Look how we handle that. And you know he's a beast on the feet. Islam's not taking this one lightly. So him moving up, I still think he's a nightmare for a lot of the people in the division, but I think JDM can do it.
Behind Madalena's camp lies an important figure, Craig Jones, one of the world's premier grappling coaches. Jones, who worked with Volkanovski during his preparation for Makhachev, has now joined forces with Madalena to sharpen his defensive grappling and escape mechanics. Having studied Islam's tendencies firsthand, Jones is helping Jack develop ways to stay upright longer and create separation. If Madalena can neutralize takedowns and force Makhachev into prolonged striking exchanges, the fight could shift in his favor.
How do you think the fight against Islam goes?
I think it's a super difficult fight. Obviously, he's faced Volk twice. So the first one, very competitive. And now he's facing a guy that's best scrambling ability, period, in all of MMA. I think that's what Belal struggled with. So I think the size difference is going to be quite a lot than people think. And we've seen how Volk did on the ground, how much Islam struggled with him. Jack beats Islam, puts Islam in a difficult position. Does he now go back down to fight Ilia after he loses?
In Machado Gary, another rising star at welterweight, kept things simple. For him, this fight boils down to one thing. Can Jack keep the fight standing? Gary believes Madalena is the faster and cleaner striker, but he knows that the moment Islam secures a grip, the fight could change instantly. He also raised a key concern: stamina. Could Madalena defend takedowns and maintain energy for 5 rounds? Gary felt this would be the biggest test of Jack's career, both technically and mentally.
The fight for me really is when Islam grabs a hold of Jack, how good has Jack improved? Because Islam is world class at that and has been for probably his entire life because of the way he trains and where he has come from. So can Jack stop that consistently like he did against Belal? Because he did a phenomenal job against Belal at stopping that. But can he do that against someone who's just cleaner, more technical? On the feet, I think Jack wins it cleanly. I think he'll jab, switching stances. He'll have a bit more fluidity due to the fact that Islam's not going to be changing stances so regularly. So I think Jack can do it on the feet, but the question mark is, can he stop the takedown consistently over 5 rounds?
Dan Hardy approached the matchup from a more philosophical angle. He talked about how dominance in one division doesn't guarantee the same in another. Moving up in weight often changes how fighters perform. Sometimes the added muscle enhances their power, other times it reduces their speed and explosiveness. Hardy wondered which version of Makhachev fans would see at welterweight. Even if he wins, Hardy pointed out that staying champion at 170 pounds might be an even tougher challenge, considering how stacked the division is with dangerous contenders.
John Jones against Tom Aspinall, which is the blockbuster. I think Della Maddalena's got a bright future. I don't know whether he's going to hold the belt or he's going to lose it to another one of the top contenders and then pick it back up again. I don't think he's going to lose it to Makhachev though. I think Makhachev holds the lightweight belt against anybody in the world, on any day, including Ilia Topuria. I don't think if he moved up, he would have much success against Makhachev.
Israel Adesanya focused on rhythm disruption. Having dealt with elite wrestlers himself, he said that Madalena's best shot lies in breaking Islam's flow, keeping him guessing, forcing him to reset and finding space to land meaningful strikes. Adesanya viewed the fight as a mental duel as much as a physical one, warning that even a small mistake could hand Islam total control.
I'm usually overthinking everything. I don't know how I missed that, but yeah.
That's why we fight.
I'm usually like...
While we're in super fight chats, because you guys both know a lot about these two people, Della versus Islam. How are we feeling about that?
I think Della is going to get it done. I feel from talking to Tim and also seeing Della, and also I've only sparred Della once, like not really hard crazy, but and I didn't try and take him down at all, but I've seen him at your gym sparring, and his scrambles are crazy.
Yeah, he's
even
good
watching him
scrambles.
with Bilal as well, and Gilbert Burns. His scrambles are crazy, and I feel Islam would feel like he bit off more than he could chew once he gets in there with him, because when he puts them things on him, he's like, oh shit, I'm not standing with this guy, I have to take him down. And then he tries, gets him down, and he gets back up, or he couldn't get him down, because he's a big dude. People don't realize how big Della is as well, and he's solid. So I really
Dense,
think,
man, just dense.
Dense, yeah. Like when I felt, like I said, we're sparring, and then it's just the weight behind it, and the way he throws it, the body banging, man, fucking good. But I know.
Finally, Jack Hermansson weighed in with a careful assessment. He praised Makhachev as one of the most complete fighters in MMA, but admitted that dominance at lightweight doesn't automatically translate to welterweight success. At the same time, he gave Maddalena credit for his rapid rise, especially after beating Belal Muhammad, though he wasn't ready to call him elite just yet. For Hermansson, this fight would reveal exactly how good both men truly are when forced out of their comfort zones.
Yeah, it's so hard because you never know when people are changing weight classes. But in lightweight, Islam looks like unbeatable. It's just like maybe the pound for pound best. It's just so insanely good. But can he do it in a weight class above? I'm not sure. Really, really hard to predict a fight like that. I think I still have to say Islam.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, we need to see a few more fights with Jack. He looked amazing against Bilal, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's something about Islam is just so good.
No matter how the fight unfolds, Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena feels like one of those rare moments where greatness is on the line for both men. For Islam, it's the chance to etch his name among the sport's few two-division legends. For Jack, it's the ultimate test, a chance to prove that calm precision can overcome world-class pressure. Either way, fans are about to witness something special when these two collide.